Before we get started in today's video, I want to thank the people that commented on my last video. And the reason I do this is I also want to share other people's channels because people have shared my channel, and I have found that this is such an inclusive group of people who love this hobby. Pam has a channel, Pandora's Junk Journals. Lori has a channel. Hers is Piles of Paragraphs. And Jez has one, Nigeza Creates. So go over and check out their channels. Lori doesn't do a lot of videotaping, but she does have an Etsy store. So check out what she has in her store. Well, good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining me today at Juanette's Crafting Corner. In today's video, I thought I would do a comparison, not only for myself, but for you also. Does it matter what kind of paper you use? I have Epson Premium Presentation Matte Paper. I've got Hammermill 32-pound paper. I've got some Walmart paper, which is a little bit more of the high quality one. Let me just turn this around. The brand is called Pin Gear. It's 24-pound. I have 32-pound Red River paper, but this is only for one side, I think, because it says packed print side up. And then I have some Epson photo quality glossy paper. So what I'm going to do is print an image, the exact same image on every single one of these, and let's do a little comparison side by side and see if it matters. I also have some of my parchment paper we will print on, some newspaper paper. This is very thin, so sometimes it's difficult to go through the printer. And then I also cut down a piece of my Italian ledger to print on, and so we're going to look at that too. I thought I would show you my printer. It's an Epson ET15000. It also is a fax machine and a scanner. It's one of the EcoTank ones, so it hardly uses any ink at all. I have linked it in the description box along with the paper I used. So let's take a look and see the results. So the first one is the Epson glossy paper. And I'm going to show you, hopefully you can see that there is a shiny side and a matte side. And I printed on the shiny side. I'm going to just leave that there. And I put up in here in the corner, Epson Glossy Photo. So I thought that came out pretty. That's very vibrant. And then we're going to be able to compare these as we go along. The next one was Red River paper, and it is matte photo paper. It's 32-pound. And I do want you to know that I left the settings on my printer exactly the same for each one. So this is what this feels like, okay, if you're able to see that. And this is the comparison. And let me just bring you in. So you see on the glossy, this is definitely a more of a pink. This looks more purple. The other interesting thing is here on the outside of the Epson photo paper, it's more of an ivory color, as to where here it looks more grayish. See if there's any other difference. It's still, the Red River was good. Okay, now let's bring in the Walmart paper. And the Walmart paper, it, like I said, it is 24-pound, bright white. It feels a little bit thinner than the other papers, of course it is. And let's bring that in as a comparison. Now, what's interesting, okay, the glossy paper is going to look different. Okay, so we've determined that. But I'm a little bit surprised here between the Walmart paper and the Red River paper. I don't see a huge difference. I'm trying to look real close. No, I don't see a huge difference there. I'm very surprised because this Red River paper is expensive. Okay, the next one we're going to compare is Hammer Mill. And Hammer Mill is 32-pound premium color paper, and it's definitely thicker than the Walmart paper. I can tell. And let's see here between them. I don't know. Do you guys see any difference? I am really surprised. I had always thought my Hammer Mill, now let's compare these. I had always thought my Hammer Mill always printed better. But I'm really surprised that my Walmart paper looks pretty good. Do you guys see a difference? Let me hold it up for you. Hopefully I won't be making you dizzy. So the one on the right is the Red River. And then we have the Walmart. And then we have the Hammer Mill. I don't know. I don't see a huge difference. Okay, let's now look at the Epson matte. This is a presentation paper matte, 48 pounds, so it's pretty thick. It's almost like a cardstock. Heavyweight, two-sided, so you want to make sure you get the two-sided. Okay, and the thickness of that, it's definitely a lot thicker, but it's still a paper. But I am surprised. Okay, now let's look at all of these. We can bring them in. So we're just going to bring in just a little bit of this first. Okay, so these all look pretty much the same, but look at how bright that is. That is a big difference. That is a big difference. Look at the two flowers there. Okay, let's bring it over a little bit. And again, it seems to be sharper on the Epson. And even, so this is a darker green. This is a lighter green here. And again, with the Epson matte, this seems to be a little bit darker in through here than on the hammer mill. Now let's do this side, see if there's any difference. It does seem like the images are a little bit sharper here. Not a huge amount. Definitely the colors on both of these are different. But the one thing I noticed was these two, the colors here. So, and it's a nice strong paper. So, does it matter a lot? Now see, okay, this is interesting. So as I look at the glossy photo and the Epson matte, they look similar. The only difference is, if you can look at that on kind of a, as I tilt it, it is very glossy. This is matte. Now let's look at some of the other papers that I used. Now, the newspaper print, you gotta be careful running it through your printer. This is what can happen. It jams. I bought this newspaper print at off of Amazon. So that's just going in the trash. So what I ended up doing, and see, do you see how thin that is? And it kind of has kind of a grayish color. I don't know if you can get it. I'm going to have to look to see if you can get it any other color. But what I ended up doing, because it kept jamming, I took some of this. It's a removable adhesive, and I just put a little bit on another piece of paper and attached it. And ran it through. Now, if there's any adhesive here, usually you can just, yeah, see, that's rubbing off. That's coming off. Or the other thing, if you have one of these erasers, this will also help it come off. But it's just coming off nicely with my finger. So that's going to pull that. See, but it tears easily. But again, that's kind of the I'm really trying to get that off because I don't want it to stick to the other papers. Let me make sure that's all off of there. Okay. And that's pretty sticky there. I had used, that's just the Walmart paper, so I'm just going to toss that. Let's see here. Okay. So again, the color is going to be a little bit different. It printed off pretty nicely though. I like that. It's nice and thin. And like I said, I bought this off of Amazon, 100 pack 100 newsprint. It says stuffing paper. Okay, now let's look at my parchment paper. Now I get this parchment paper in off of got off of from Walmart. And I just wanted to see, you know, color difference. It's really not apples to apples, but you can see it's a very nice color. This is what I print my letter from the journal maker when I insert it in my journals, but I love looking at this. I love the look at it. And let's look at the matte. It will give a different color. See, look at how bright and white that is around there. And this is a little bit darker. Looks really nice and aged. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And then the next and last is my ledger paper. This is my ledger paper from Italy. I do have it in my Etsy store, and I just cut it down. Now you can see here, there was writing on the original here, which is here, but then there's additional writing from the ledger paper, which is this. And by the way, I want you to know that the paper, this image is from Medieval Mirage. That's her Etsy store. And the kit name is Floral Feast. Now, if you have not ordered or bought any papers from Medieval Mirage, you are missing out. I'm going to tell you why. Actually, I'm going to show you why. Okay, let me pull it up. So this is, her name is Jaff. This is her kit. This is the regular kit and I believe an add-on. But look at how many different, I don't know how to do this so you guys can see, but look at, I actually used one of my packs of Epson paper, 50 pages. So there were 50 pages in this kit. And I'm going to be using it in that canvas journal. And I've backed a lot of it, but look at how much. And wait a minute, I'm not sure. These are all, this is just, oh yeah, this is amazing. That is just the blank papers. I have to see where all the envelopes and stuff is. Yeah, that's just the big pages. Okay, so now you're going to see why I love Jaff's kits, Medieval Mirage. This is the add-on. And I didn't double print them. It's one printing, but I want to fan through it. That's the add-on. That's the tags, the postcards, the windows, I mean, look at it, just goes on and on and on. All her envelopes and tags and what have you. So her kits are a little bit more expensive, but I think you get more. A Feast of Florals, that's the name of it. Medieval Mirage. They're a little bit more expensive to begin with, but look at how much you get from her kit. And I believe I bought just the add-on and the main kit. Look at that. So great value for your money. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I was able to teach you something. And we'll see you guys next time. Thanks and bye-bye.